Hi my friends, in the last episode, if you recall, we were discussing how to set correct priorities. We were looking at 4 options. Things which are not urgent but important, called planning area. You can plan for it. I gave an example that your child is only in the 4th standard, his future, all those events, you can plan for it. The other one, if you ignore it at this point of time, it will get you to crisis area. And all of us, or many of us, will be tempted to spend our time in areas which are not important but urgent. Somebody passes on their work with us, or urgently our mind is attracted, and in the spur of the moment we spend our time on that, and of course waste area. In the last after the last episode, I received an email from one of the viewers asking me, how should I spread my time? In this, what should be my priority? In this priority, what should be my priority? The first concentration should be on crisis. That's why I have given quadrant 1. As soon as you go to the office, find out what are urgent and important. You have to concentrate on that, because the danger of not attending to crisis will take away all your other time. Simple example, if you notice a fire in your office, or you smell a fire smell, you have to suspend all your work, find out what's the problem. So first focus, clear those things which are crisis. Then planning, which are not urgent but important. Once you have attended to these 2 portfolios, then quadrant number 3 is quick area. Somebody may be requiring a help, or you would like to spend your time on somebody else's priority, and then of course if you have the luxury, you can always, yes, you have to, because there cannot be a situation where there is no waste at all. In any factory there will be scrap, there will be production waste. The only way not to create a scrap is not to produce at all. So that should be your priority within this priority, right? But then we need to understand this crisis square. That takes me to part number 9. I call it as crisis. Is it a boon or a bane? You know why I say this? The advantage of a crisis square is it catches our attention. It will be the topmost in our mind. Crisis, some missed deadline, something which you did not take care. You spend a lot of time because it attracts your mind, it attracts your attention. Okay, so that is an advantage. The quote unquote, the advantage is it gets done. But the flip side of it is, why is it a bane? It saps your energy. Yes, it saps your energy because it is urgent and important. The cost of a crisis is increased blood pressure, tension level, irritation, lost relationship, broken relationship, all that. Okay. So boon because at least you will do it, bane because there are a lot of disadvantages. You lose much more than you gain. So in this episode, we are going to understand how do we deal with crisis. The meaning of crisis is a time of intense difficulty or change. At a time of intense difficulty or change. That's why either you take crisis as an opportunity, or you take it as what shall I say, to improve yourself. So either you can take it as a lesson, or you find out, is there an opportunity? Why I am saying whether there is an opportunity? Let's say that there is a crisis of power crisis, water crisis. There's an opportunity, business opportunity. Wherever there is shortage of a resource, there's an opportunity. That's why in this square we were talking about why is it urgent? Because there is no time. Why is it a crisis? Because it is still important. So with that, I'm going to take you through a small analysis of crisis. As I mentioned to you, crisis will take place. There cannot be a time, there cannot be a person who has not met with any crisis at all. But how do you deal with the crisis? Now, once the crisis is blown over, as I mentioned to you, I said first finish off areas which are very, very urgent and important. Okay, you have done that. Let's say that you overslept, and because of that you had very little time to go to the airport, and because of that you missed your flight, and because of that you went through a lot of tension, right? Once you have gone through that, what I am going to tell you today is going to be useful. Now, let us evaluate crisis on two different parameters. One is called the probability. Now, in any crisis, you can always find out what created, what was the reason, what event sparked the crisis. Like, for example, in the case of your oversleeping, why did you oversleep? Is it because you went to bed late, or is it because your alarm system is defective, right? Or whatever the reason, why did it take place? Is that event likely to recur again? Probability. And the consequence of the crisis. If it happens again, what will happen now? So, the probability and the consequence. Once you are clear about it, let us find out how do we deal with the crisis. P is 0, that means the probability of that event occurring is 0, or P10, there is a high probability that event will again take place, P0 or P10. If the crisis happens again, what is the consequence? Is it of least consequence? Well, okay, no problem, crisis happens, I will deal with the matter. Or are you going to pay heavily for that? Consequence is very, very high. I'll give an example. Let's say that you miss a bus, or you miss a train, or miss a flight, and it is one of those days where you wanted to go. It's not very urgent. Okay, you can say all right. But supposing you have to meet a customer, and he is going to give you an order, and because you did not participate in the tender opening, you are going to lose that order. The consequence is very, very high. So the consequence factor and the probability factor. Let us go deeper into this. Now, this is a situation where there is no consequence and there is no probability of that happening. Okay, right? So it is a green square. We are not that lucky to be always in this green square. Let us take the next square, red square. The probability is very high. The consequence is it will finish you off. Let's say the probability is high, the consequence is high, it's called the red square. Let's say that you have an alarm piece or you have a mobile phone and you do not know how to set the alarm, and so even the next occasion you may not know how to set the alarm rightly. For example, in this analog or digital mode, there is a AM, PM is given. You don't know, you're always confused because you are new to the particular phone that you are using. If the probability is high, next time also you will oversleep. So that is what I am trying to say. And next time also you will not be present for the tender opening, and next time also you will lose your this thing. So let me give an example. There was a time when in one of my previous employments, one of my colleagues' wife passed away in a fire accident. She was fine in the morning at 7 o'clock when he left for the office, but at 11 o'clock he receives a phone call that there was a fire accident and his wife succumbed. We were asking him what happened. He said she was using those days, I'm talking about 30-40 years ago, it was a kerosene pump stove, and she was pumping the kerosene stove, and she was wearing a lilac saree. And it burst, and you know what happened, right? So the event which caused the fire was her wearing the lilac saree and pumping the stove. When you go and ask the safety officers in factories, they will talk about two factors. They will talk about unsafe act and unsafe condition. The unsafe act is pumping the stove, and unsafe condition is she was wearing a lilac saree. So in whichever house that gas stove is there and that lady is also pumping, the probability is very, very high. This is what I wanted to explain the red square. Alright. Now I'm going to give you a very interesting combination. The probability is very high, but the consequence is not much. Right. Now, supposing the same example, let me take, you are missing the flight and the consequence is not much. See, you were wanting to go to Mumbai and incidentally attend a tender opening, and of course you had other work in Mumbai, you missed the flight. The probability of that happening again may be very high, but the consequence is not there. Here, the place where you take risk. In any business dealing, certain amount of risk you should take. I'll give another example. Let's say that you are quoting for a business and you quote a particular price, and you know that price matters a lot, but that's not going to affect your business, overall business so much. The consequence could be very low, so still you quote that price and see what happens. Certain amount of risk taking is always required in an organizational growth or in your own developmental process. Now this square is very, very important. Amber square. In this, what happens, the probability could be very, very low, but the consequence is very high. In this, the probability can be very low, but the consequence could be very, very high. Let's say that, let me take the same example of your missing the flight. You are all set, right? And it is likely that the alarm may go off and you may not notice, or the alarm may not go off, but the consequence could be very great. Supposing you are catching an international flight at 3 o'clock and you have to report to the airport about 1 a.m. in the midnight, and if you miss the flight, you are going to miss an international connection also. So what do? You set 2-3 alarms. You may even tell your wife to wake you up in case you go to sleep. Or you may engage in some activity of reading or whatever so that you don't go to sleep at all. Okay? So the crisis has to be dealt with. The post-crisis period is very, very, very important. So you are going to take these two words, the probability and the consequence. Right? And you are going to write these 4 quadrants: red square, green square, yellow square and amber square. In every organization, in every person's life, crisis is a part of life. What do we learn from the crisis is very, very, very important. So in this episode, we understood crisis as an event and how to deal with that if it happens to us. It's not what happens to you which is important. What is even more important is what do you do with what happens to you. See you in the next episode. I do hope that you like this series. Please do subscribe to our channel and receive our latest updates.